and welcome to No Second Season. Today I'm going to be talking about feet, specifically the condition called Mortons Neuroma. If you're going to be hiking, trekking, pedalling a bike for hundreds of kilometres and it's your first tour, I would say pay particular attention to your feet before you go. If you've any problems with your feet, they will be accentuated after a couple of 100 kilometres and you could be in real trouble. So perhaps even go to see a podiatrist, make sure your nails are trimmed properly and make sure any problems are dealt with before you go. I've had Morton's Neuroma for around 5 years. I believe I caused it by being on the balls of my feet so much in martial arts. And the condition is where a nerve gets trapped between the small bones in the ball of your foot, and then it pinches the nerve and it gives a lot of pain. Why I wanted to talk about it now is that I found a couple of ways to alleviate that pain, and in fact now I'm free of the pain from Morton's Neuroma, which is good news for me. So I'd like to show you how I do that. The first way I alleviated the pain was to take some surgical tape and tape my 3 smallest toes together. I don't actually have any surgical tape with me, so I'm using kinesiology tape that they use for physiotherapy. Now, I don't know if this would work. I did use surgical tape and it worked for me. And what you do is you take the smallest 3 toes and you tape them together. And you can see that it creates a slight gap between the 4th toe and the 3rd toe, and that gap is enough to alleviate the pain. As well as taping my toes together, I also applied some Physio Cream. This is arnica based. It doesn't have any pain relief in it as such. It is an anti-inflammatory, mostly natural, and some of that on the top of my foot and on the ball of my foot, as well as the taping, meant I got no pain whatsoever from my Morton's Neuroma. Even though the taping toes together works, I don't have to do it at all anymore because I've got another solution. Now, if you look at normal shoes, normal trainers, they pinch our toes up. Now, when I hiked to Everest Base Camp, I met a couple called Mike and Natasha from New York. Now, Mike also suffers from Morton's Neuroma, and we were discussing this through email chat, and I'd noticed on some YouTubes that long distance hikers were recommending some trail runners called ultras. I think they're only available in the States. Anyway, when I crashed my bike last year and was quite unwell, Mike and Natasha kindly sent me a pair of ultras, and they're fantastic. And this is an ultra. This is the Lone Peak version. Now you can see they have a very wide toe box if you compare it to a normal trainer. And these actually allow your toes to go into their natural position. And since having these, I've had no more Morton's Neuroma pain. It wasn't all plain sailing. For the first month or two, I had a strange pain in the bottom of my foot. In fact, it wasn't a pain, it was more, it felt a bit like a bruising, and it felt to me like my bones were just repositioning back into their natural position. And now, 6 months in, I don't have any pain or discomfort at all wearing these. Now, I haven't hiked or cycled or trekked in these ultras. I walk around 2 kilometres a day in them, and 6 months in, as I say, I don't have any nerve pain at all. Now, these ultras, and they're not all the same, these are Lone Peak zero drop, and zero drop means instead of our feet being in a position where the heel is higher than the toe, as in normal trainers. These are called zero drop because the foot is in its natural position as though walking barefoot. And again, it all wasn't plain sailing. For the first couple of months wearing the zero drop, my heels felt a bit strange. It was more of a discomfort than a serious pain, but they did take some getting used to, and I think that's because wearing these is shortening our Achilles and our hamstrings because the heel is raised, so it's shortening the back of the leg. Wearing these zero drop, it means that your leg is lengthening, and I think I just took a bit of getting used to, and now 6 months in with these zero drop ultras, wide toe box, my feet feel fantastic. In fact, they don't feel, they give me no trouble whatsoever. So I'd say if you want to align your feet, for me this worked. These ultra lone peaks have really done the job for me. So for me, my Mortons Neuroma is on hold. The ultra lone peaks seem to have done the job. If you can't afford new trainers or trail runners, because they are expensive, luckily I was bought those, I wouldn't have afforded to buy them myself. The taping together does work, and if you can apply Physio Cream as well, even better, but again, you may not be able to afford that. So just some tape. You could use any tape, I think, as long as you don't do them too tightly. Good luck. I hope you find a solution to your Morton's Neuroma pain. Until next time, bye for now.
Lo cha cha cha. Lo cha cha.